With a single leg glute bridge, what we're mostly looking for is going to be our glute. What people often feel is the hamstring a lot more. So I'm going to show you a couple tweaks that will hopefully get you feeling it in the right place. Now, to set this up, what we're going to do is we always want to start with our base of support. So we want to set the feet as close together as we can get them. So in this case, they're going to be like all the way touching. And then we have about a foot's worth, like one of your feet worth of space between the heel and the butt, if not a little bit more. And ultimately what we're going to be looking at is when we start in this top position, do we immediately feel a little bit of butt? Now, sometimes it's easier to just get the head up off the ground because this helps keep our ribs down, which means we can keep a little bit of core tension, which means that our glutes get to do a little bit more work. If we find that, we're gonna push through the heel on the foot that you're gonna use, and then we're gonna start with this 90-degree bend in the knee. The closer the leg is to you, the easier this will be. Then you're gonna drop the hip, and then you wanna come back to that same position. So you're gonna drive back up, looking for that same butt tension. We should not feel the hamstring, and if we're driving through the heel, we should be getting a good amount of work in the butt. Now, if you wanna make this more difficult, all you gotta do is make this leg longer, because the further away your foot is from you, the more you have to balance. So again, leg stays long, still keeping that same position, still looking for the butt. The key mechanic to iron out when it comes to doing this movement is what we're doing through our midsection. And so oftentimes when people do this, I notice that we get lots of bowing through the lower back. So when you go to push through the ground, we either feel the hamstring or the back or both when we drive up, because we're not keeping any tension through the midsection, through our core musculature, especially through the abdominals. Now, the easiest way to fix this that I found is to just drop the ribs, which means trying to create less space between the lower back and the floor. So that could be getting a little bit of a pelvic tuck. So kind of rolling the hips towards you, or you can think about it as like, if I had a piece of paper that I was trying to slip underneath my tailbone, it's like I'm just trying to lift my tailbone to give enough space to slip under there. And then from the top, if that's where we're creating too much space, I want to either drop the rib cage or even lift the head up off the ground, which creates this little bit of a crunch sort of situation, which means that I can create some ab tension, and when I go to drive up off the ground, I feel better connected to my core, which means that my hips actually have a sturdy place or a sturdy connection to the rest of my body.